Yeah. There we go. All right, just getting everything ready. Oh. Music is a vibe. Hey Wang, hey Tomran, hey Iz. How y'all doing? Yeah, big stretch. Hey Luna. Yeah. Just waking up, so just getting up. Hey Panda, never actually seen someone play ukulele. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, I actually watched High Roller play it for a little while, but that was the original. This is the sequel, but the sequel isn't a 3D platformer. It's not a collectathon like the original. It's actually more like Donkey Kong Country, so that's why I'm interested in this one versus the original, which I had no interest in. I was looking forward to seeing you play this. Aw, gotcha. Hey Sally. Yeah, I was gonna start yesterday. I'm sorry everybody. I'm sorry that everything got fucked up and I didn't get started. I need to play the original one at some point. I hear it's like okay. It's just like the main thing I hear of it is that it doesn't have like a lot of polish. Or no, there was a sequel. I know, right? I didn't know there was either. And then like I saw it like I saw High Roller play it last year and I was like, oh, like I should probably look into this sometime. Then Paige gifted it to me. So yeah, and I wanted to get to it this year. I'm like I was actually I originally had blocked in for August. So that's how actually it was blocked in for the very end of August, and then I realized September was gonna be like so like insane for like game releases. So I was just like I gotta put this on hold for a minute. Anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? What's everybody up to? Oh my goodness. But no, I was gonna start yesterday, but then we had a whole bunch of streaming issues, and today, fortunately, I got that smoothed out. Go figure, an unloaded GIF like fucked up the stream for like an hour and a half. It took me an hour and a half to figure out that it was like an unloaded GIF that was just cycling over and over that was apparently lagging my computer, which is not a good sign. Dio was like, oh my god, your computer was brought down by a single fucking GIF. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's old. Cut it some slack. Also, right now I'm trying to re-dye my hair. Also, how did you even find it? The GIF? Okay, there was like two tip-offs. I knew the stream before, the night before, was in okay shape. I didn't have any kind of lag or issues with the stream the night before. So I knew it had to be something I did that morning, and there's only a handful of things I did that morning. I implemented a new counter system. I made some general adjustments to the stream, and one of those adjustments was, oh shit, I just realized I don't have my redeem board loaded in. Yeah, just gotta wait for this to, yep, there we go. One of the things that was wrong was, or one of the things that I did was I put a temporary placeholder GIF for one of the things I'm working on. The placeholder GIF was only meant to, well, it's a placeholder, right? But I didn't realize it would constantly just play over and over, because I assumed when you check mark the box that says only load the GIF when, or only load when visible, that it wouldn't load it. But no, apparently OBS lies to you and it just loads that stuff and it just constantly runs, just it's invisible. So anyways, what I figured out was that was one tip off. I knew it had to be something I did that previous morning. The second tip off was that it was happening like almost exactly every like 20 seconds, and I'm like, okay, why is it so just like consistent? And then it was like, oh, got it. Need to add an ending frame to a GIF if you don't want it to loop. Yeah, it well, that was the thing, is it was like fine to loop, but it was like it like, the thing is I use looping GIFs all the time, but in this one instance, the GIF itself, I don't know if it was just like file size or what the deal was, but it was just like cursed for some reason. So it just runs in the background. Yeah, so apparently I learned that like when you're doing stuff with OBS, you got to be really conscious of how many like assets you have that are just constantly like just running, I guess. So yeah, lesson learned, I guess. Not a big deal though. But it was a little bit of a bummer that we didn't get to start ukulele yesterday. But yeah, we're gonna be able to start tonight. Speaking of which, I should probably put a different placeholder in there. I did change it. I just, yeah. In other news, I guess there's a few things that are kind of interesting today. I could probably talk about. So yeah, actually, let's just cover the news right quick. Slide over here a little bit. I should actually use my news layout, but I'm like, ugh. It's so like, I'm like, this is so wadu. Like, it's so formal. No, don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. All right. So in gaming news stuff, I could actually just make this. I could make these two scenes the same scene. I imagine. I just have to manipulate some stuff. So in game news, let's dig out some stuff that I'm going to talk about. Probably these 4 things. Okay, so the first big piece of news today is Skullgirls. The next character was announced, Black Delilah. They also technically put out the Umbrella trailer. One Shot the game, you know. I know of One Shot. Anyway, so Black Delilah. Here, we'll just load this in. Let's put this on mute for now. I don't know how loud that's gonna be. It's gonna probably be really quiet. It's gonna go like this. Space it out a little bit more. It's really, really quiet, so I'm just gonna jump it up. So anyways, Umbrella trailer.
We'll always be together. I'll feed you the world.
Wait, feed you the world? I didn't know this was the first time.
Don't worry.
I hate this music.
Never eaten anyone that I know. Is Hunger gonna have to chomp a jerk?
Hunger's the umbrella for people that might not know. And that's an umbrella for people that might not know. Vorbrella. Oh my god, no. I love that little spin attack. That's so good. It's nice to see new Skullgirls content. This game deserved it. Bubble. I love this. She goes to do parasols like slow umbrella float and she just fucks it up. Yeah.
We have to go now. Our kingdom needs us.
Skullgirls.
Get ready for some mad salt. Get the Season 1 packs. Available now on consoles and PC.
Lily's bubble thing do that. Lily? Wait, Lily's bubble?
Skullgirls character?
Yeah. And it's Black Delilah. Yeah. I think we're losing a tiny bit of the trailer. I just realized. Oh, it's because I'm supposed to be set in theater mode, I think.
Rumors were true. Let me tuck you in for your final bedtime.
There we go. Anyway, so nothing really shown for her, but let's put this on loop.
Umbrella.
Put this on loop. We'll put our music back on. Let's put so the music didn't start. Anyway, so Umbrella. Umbrella is, for anyone that's played a little bit of the open beta, she's been kind of available for a few months now, so she's finalized at this point. Yeah. Oh no, they made a Vor character. Yeah? That isn't safe with this game. Yeah, no, Skullgirls goes fucking places. Skullgirls is a fucking trip, plot-wise. Dang, why couldn't Millia's bubble thing do that? Yeah. No, Black Delilah, she's been like a kind of story-oriented character for a while. It's kind of good to see her in the mix. Umbrella's been always like a character that's been kind of, I think, supposed to be in the original base cast of the game, but they just kept putting off Umbrella, so it's nice to see Umbrella make it. Black Delilah, I feel a little bit more like lukewarm about. Fighting games have plot, yes they do. So, like, I don't know if you could say plot, but like, it's a series of things that happen. Skullgirls probably has a little bit more plot than most of them, honestly. Like, Guilty Gear has all the plot. Guilty Gear has maybe less plot and more like character interactions, which I actually think is a better way to do it most of the time. But Skullgirls actually has actually a decent plot. I actually think the storyline in Skullgirls is pretty decent. Hey, Paper. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. Blaze Blue. No, Blaze Blue. No. We don't talk about Blaze Blue's story. That is a game that. It's sure a lot of words to say nothing. I have distinct feels about Blaze Blue. Guilty Gear has a optional plot attached to it. Yes, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Persona 4 Arena has 10-minute visual novel sections between each fight. I know. Ugh. Yeah. So I want that ice cream. You know. Anyways, but oh, ice cream. Anyways, but what was I gonna say? That's the one animation I just don't like about Umbrella, because it's like it makes Hunger so like goofy looking. I don't like it. It makes him like unsettling. Anyways, I was a Blaze Blue. What if every Guilty Gear character was unlikable? Kind of. You're not wrong. You're kind of not wrong. That's like there's likable characters in Blaze Blue. Tiger and Makoto. I think those are the only two. Actually, I think those are the only two likable characters in Blaze Blue. Actually, I guess Noelle is kind of likable, sort of, but not for everybody, probably. Amorphix. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Umbrella basically uses like a hunger mechanic, which when the umbrella gets veiny, it's getting hungry. You gotta eat your opponents to refresh that meter, basically. I kind of like the effect that they used for it. I think it's really cool. I like the fact that it's another parasite character. If you know Skullgirls plot, everybody has parasites. That's actually the plot. So, and I think it's a really cool thing. I like it. So, anyways, but yeah, the bigger announcement really here is about Black Delilah. She's a character that is very story oriented. So we've seen her, but we haven't really had a sense of what she's gonna play like, outside of the fact that she has a grenade launcher for an arm. And I have a unique and interesting history with grenades. So I'm kind of interested, sort of. I don't actually care that much for the design itself, but I do like the notion of grenade launcher. So, I don't know. And the most coherent and likable versions are in the joke endings. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I guess Tao's likable too, but also probably not for everyone. Like, it's funny, because Blaze Blue is like a series that it was what got me into fighting games. I loved Blaze Blue, but it's also like, it's such a good example of how you can overwork something to the point of it being completely unappealing. I just feel really strongly that it's just a shame that they did some of the things they did with the game. I have a tiny fluffy cat rubbing against my leg. Oh, very good. Skullgirls, more stuff in the works. So there's 2 more characters in the season pass, so something to look forward to. First 2 characters, Annie and Umbrella, are both yeah, they're both cool. So like good additions. Umbrella looks a little bit more like game plan focused, which is interesting. Whereas Annie just was like tools, just a tool set. So, all right, so that's Skullgirls. Another new trailer came out. Actually, this isn't the one, but we'll watch this one anyways because I didn't watch it on stream. Just going to mute our music here. I wish I had a shortcut for that. Since there's two trailers, apparently the new one isn't up. There it is. Anyway, so they revealed Striker. It's a little loud. Yeah. Revealed Striker, or as I'm vibing with her right now, good jam, rather than. I don't know if you call it racially insensitive jam. I don't know. Like, Jam is not a great character in that respect. I like what she does, but she's not a good character design. So anyways, Striker looks pretty cool. Press some buttons, punch some people. Go back to our music. Wow, my computer, I'm just like killing my computer right now. I'm feeling like streamer is Jam plus Makoto. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. She looks cool. She looks really cool. Like pressing buttons, a bunch of people. You probably like Striker. I think the design itself is really cool. It's really sharp. I don't know if I'm in love with the gameplay. I do love that punch. I always love. I mean, give me more punches like that. I'm about it. So. Anyways, DNF continues to be pretty eye-catching, I guess. I don't know if I'm... Wow, that was a booty shot, if there ever was one. It's eye-catching. I think it's cute. I don't know how it's gonna play. Is aiding handling the gameplay, which I think is really interesting. I don't know. I assume it's gonna probably play pretty good because, like, honestly, actually, here's a little like thing I noticed in particular. This is the first trailer I picked up on this. Maybe it was in the other ones, but you can see specifically when they're like going from like a more automated, like kind of auto combo structure to something that's a little bit more traditional fighter, a traditional anime. It's coming up here in a moment. Right. Because you see the flash when they're doing like kind of their special inputs. Right here. No, right here. Up. And then they do a whole bunch of lights. And I'm like, I like seeing that because that conveys to me that it's not every button is going to be an auto combo button. Not that that's terrible, but I just feel like I like to have a little bit of both. I don't mind having a auto combo button or two, but I like to have buttons that just do like what they do. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, cat. Went to the local mall Friday, saw a poster for the new Resident Evil movie based around the second game. Yes. I heard so things about it. I don't really know how it shook out, unfortunately. I feel like Striker is Jam plus Makoto. Yes. I will get Skullgirls if you get it, just for the lobby matches. Oh, I have Skullgirls. I've had Skullgirls for PC since pretty much release. I recommend getting Skullgirls on PC. I should stress that because PC does have access to the open beta. I had a friend ask me earlier today about like how is the PC versus console really schedule. PC usually leads console by a lot in Skullgirls because it's the only platform that has access to the open beta, which means that most of the time when they show off characters, you can play them almost immediately. It's just an unbalanced, like, unfinished version of them. Yeah, Strikers vibe with me well as well. I also just want to be aggressive puncher brawlers, so like, I guess. Yeah, so, like, she looks cool. Okay, they also revealed another new character, which just gonna... Another new character, which we should all recognize. I'm gonna steal your joke, Panda. All recognize as Dante from Devil May Cry. Right there. Blocking the field. It's Red Mage from Final Fantasy. Does Red Mage use guns in 14? Gun Mage. He literally literally has a woo. Yeah. And he literally says showtime. I guess Dante, like, Dante says it, but I feel like jackpot's the thing I remember Dante saying. But I know showtime is a thing that he... Yeah. Oh, they showed off Gunner, yes. And Gunner looks pretty cool. Has some interesting things going on. Muted this time. Has some interesting things going on. This guy can pass. This guy can pass as a woman. There you go. Sometimes it's all you need for a character, really. Yeah. Duke Nukem Forever Duel, huh? Yeah, they haven't shown off Duke Nukem himself yet, but the supporting cast seems pretty good. Please tell me he has some animation where he jams pizza in his mouth. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Why can't Dante do that in Marvel? That's a bigger question. Anyway, so looks cool. I will say I'm not a huge fan of these like 15-second trailers. I think that I miss the days when we had like, now this makes me sound old. I miss the days when we had fighting game trailers that like were like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of just like raw footage of the character just like tearing ass, and it's like, nope, this is all we get now. This design really strikes me as very mid 2000s though. But then like that's really the high point of Dante's like career, so I guess it makes sense. Yeah. So anyways, Ranger looks cool. More characters. I don't know who else they've shown off 5 characters so far. Like I assume that there's probably at least gonna be like 12 or 13 characters, so I don't know where they're going with it at this point. Okay, the other, so like I have no idea what the other character is gonna be. I assume I could just look up DNF and probably find out, but yeah, I guess I could do that. Other news, another Eden, the kept beyond time and space, which I did play a little bit. It's kind of cute. It's a mobile game done by a lot of the people that worked on Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. In particular, Chrono Cross, if my memory is correct. So anyways, they announced a collab with Chrono Cross, so that's interesting. Characters are, I guess I could probably just like watch the video, I suppose. Yeah.
Of the another untold story of the daughter of the moon.
Oh.
A tale of
Harley.
reunions 22 years
I guess Harold.
in the making. Or perhaps a tale of destinies dancing intertwined. A waltz to the dream of time's ticking clock.
Both of us fall into the roaring flames. Two prayers.
Like, is this an event trailer? Or is this just like a gameplay trailer? It's game story trailer.
The dreams of stars. The dreams of time itself.
Oh, the
Once again,
chat.
meet.
Oh my god.
And once again,
It's a pretty little game, but I don't know. I didn't go the distance in it.
tumbling like a comet in the night.
I don't like the map system in it. That's like my big like hang up. Anyways, yeah. So
I'm doing this.
Surge,
'Cause I'm the
Kid,
only one
Harl.
that can.
Oh, they gave Surge a fucking voice. That's interesting.
Gonna kick your asses so hard you'll kiss the moon!
That sounds about right for Kid. He isn't doing anything with the
So you
franchise.
shall be dreaming.
Well, there's news about that. Well, at least rumors about that. Oh, I love the frog character in that game. I love his design. So good.
Then fate scoffed. Now let love bleed. Let it run darker and deeper than the seas of hell.
Or perhaps a
Oh yeah,
tale
Lynx
of
is also in it.
destinies dancing intertwined. A waltz to the dream of time's ticking clock. Or a twisted mirage.
Harley Quinn clone.
A track beyond time and space. Complex dream.
Complex dream. There you go.
Another untold story.
Anyway, so okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. There's been a lot of rumors kicking around lately about the fact that there seems to be a little bit of stuff kicking around about Chrono Cross potentially getting a remake. I don't know how much evidence there is for that, but seeing this collab come out almost at the same time is probably a good indicator that it was either, you know, the news we've been hearing was the collab itself, or that Square is in fact going to do something with it. Because, like, you know, running a promo event, it feels like they're gearing up for something. And honestly, here's the thing. Even though Chrono Trigger, I think, is definitively a better game, Chrono Cross is something Square itself distinctly owns. Like, they don't need permissions from anyone. They don't need, like, they can do whatever they want with Chrono Cross. Chrono Trigger has always been a little bit more gray area. So Chrono Cross, potential Chrono Cross remake coming up, it's either, I could either see it being like a scaled up thing like Final Fantasy 9, or maybe we're actually going to get a full remake, which I think would be interesting because Chrono Cross is actually very, I don't think Chrono Cross has enough juice to, no, it wouldn't, I don't think it has enough juice. I'm not saying like a Final Fantasy 7 style remake, I'm more saying probably like, I guess closer to maybe like a larger scale remaster, I guess. Chrono Cross holds up, but it's forever marred by the knowledge that was intended to be even greater. Each character was intended to have a story. My problem with Chrono Cross, and I'm gonna get into it because like this is my feels about it. Chrono Cross is probably the most malicious sequel I've ever played to a game. It's it has such a distinct, I think it's an interesting game, but it has such a distinct, just like distasteful hate about it that I'm just like, I've always like, I think Chrono Cross on its own, interesting, pretty okay game. As a sequel to Chrono Trigger, it's like the worst. it's like, it's by like, I've never seen a game that just so like viciously tries to just like both one up the original, but also just like just write out the original out of the picture. Guile, for instance, was supposed to be Magus. I think that's pretty firm in Chrono Cross that like it's like everything but name, because I mean if you play Radical Dreamers, like it literally says that it's basically Magus. So yeah, like, oh, it's a direct sequel to Chrono Trigger, but it's like just enough like plot spacing out. It's direct sequel to Chrono Trigger, but it's like just enough plot there to keep it this IP like distinctively separate from Chrono Trigger in a way that they can get away with it, like enough to be IP distinct, I guess. I think it's just a collab. Square's using it to register the trademark simply because it wouldn't put that much stock in Square putting the effort. That's actually, and see, that's the potential other option, I think. But who knows? I could honestly, given how many games Square has on the go right now for like potential releases, I could see them like putting time in on a remake or a remaster of this game, of Chrono Cross. Here's the reason why I distinctly say that it could be more than simply just a remaster, more than just like an up-res like Final Fantasy 9, which actually has a really interesting backstory because apparently they lost all the data for Final Fantasy 9, so the backwards engineered the game just to do the remaster. But anyways, Chrono Cross is interesting because it's distinctly small in scale. versus something that's like much larger in scale. The game itself has a relatively small world that it takes place in, which would lend itself really well to a remake, because like you look at something like Final Fantasy VII Remake and how much it took them to like make like just Midgar and everything like that, but like Chrono Cross is like if the whole game took place in Midgar, kind of like it's just such a small little like scale that it all works in. So I could see a remake actually being kind of really viable for Chrono Cross. But that said, like I don't know. It's interesting to see something Chrono Cross oriented, but you know what would be kind of crazy? What's up, Light? Yeah, I'll stick bug. But Chrono Cross is always like, it's a funny thing for me because I actually do kind of like the game a little bit. I think there's interesting ideas in there. There's like stuff, but it's like, to me, it's like the best like fan work a game could be without being like a true sequel, I guess. I mentally keep it like separate from Chrono Trigger because I see it in a better light if I do that. But yeah, it is what it is. Due to how big Chrono Cross is meant to be, if they remade it in similar structure to a mobile game like Grand Blue, bringing plot and characters out in chapters, oh yeah, they could probably go. I suppose they could do a route like that. That'd be like probably the worst direction. I mean, it would actually work kind of well in that structure, but it's just like, yeah. Oh, it's unquestionably shut up, phone. Yeah. It was unquestionably connected to Chrono Trigger, and Chrono Cross makes both games worse. It does. And the thing is I think like Chrono Cross would be like, if it wasn't so just like sour about Chrono Trigger, like it tries to be better than Chrono Trigger by dragging Chrono Trigger down, and I'm like, I don't know if I vibe with that. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, that's an interesting idea, is to write your game. Basically, the gist of it is Chrono Trigger is a game about like, you know, it's using time travel to your advantage. It's maybe not your advantage, because it's really like that's a distinction in Chrono Trigger, is the characters do what they're doing because they're doing it out of like compassion. They're doing it not because it affects them, but because it affects the world they live in. And I think that's a good message. Like, it's something that, you know, they're trying to save the world. They're gonna use time travel to do something good. Chrono Cross is basically like, don't ever fucking use time travel. Don't fucking try. You fucking tried? Why did you do that? You stupid. Now receive your punishment. Death. So they can't due to the mid-game twist. Surge that was leveled with money getting replaced. I don't quite know what that even means. They can't due to the mid-game twist. Surge that was leveled with money getting replaced. Oh, okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying. You can say they can't, but it's never stopped game developers before. So, but anyways, Chrono Cross is just like, eh. But I think it's interesting to see Chrono Cross suddenly pop up with all these Chrono Cross rumors swirling around. So it's interesting timing. Also, I know I wasn't really planning on getting into a big news section, but here we are. Okay, so new Toho game announced. Apparently called Toho Cho Shinsei, Toho Supernova. Okay, so I gotta just like run this trailer because it's play button. Yeah, I gotta just run this trailer because I've never seen a game give me so much just pure nostalgia for like PS1 era and PS2 era like games. This game isn't like, I will say this trailer does get distinctly better over time, so yeah. But new Toho action RPG, basically. Initially I was watching, I was like, okay, weird way to start, opening with the boss, And then I was like, oh, it's like Rocky and Pocky and Rocky or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's a cool idea. I'm kind of about that with a Toho formula. That works. And then I'm like, oh, here's an interesting looking boss battle. This one has a little bit more meat to it. Something, you know, a little bit of projectile-y. It's a little bit Klonoa. I never know how to pronounce that. So, and Marissa's also playable. But anyways, and then I'm like, okay, there's like some adventure stuff going on. Like, this isn't just like a whole bunch of like empty arenas just with enemies. There's a little bit more going on here. I know, right? Right, Scarf? And okay, interesting boss. We have supers, you know. Yeah, need to catch, alright, Morphix. Catch you in a few. Yeah. Oh, title screen, open, big, or not title screen, overworld. And I'm like watching this. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. There's a lot going on here. Like, they're showing that there's like a world with characters to talk to and stuff like that, and there's item shops and stuff. Wait, so it's very interesting. Customize your character, and then suddenly like there's exploring and there's like things, and I'm like, oh god, this is giving me like Brave Fencer Musashi vibes. And then there's 2D sections. I'm like, damn, this game is kind of doing it all right now, and I'm kind of about it because I feel like games like this just aren't made anymore. So, I kind of am in love with this game. Like, I like the little bit of variety they have going on. My only critique of this game so far that I have is I wish the character had more energetic movement. The movement doesn't look great. But like, look at that. This is a beautiful area. And there's some, like I said, there's some mix of like 2D platforming, 3D stuff going on. There's a giant fucking enemy crab. Like, I'm like, they made this game for me, apparently. Like, I'm just kind of super about this. Yeah. I love how hard Toho fan games go sometimes. I know, right? I know this is being handled by, like, an indie outfit, Spa, I think is the group. But it is very interesting to see like lots of boss fights. So lots of boss fights, lots of areas. Yeah, like it's interesting to see. I do feel like this trailer maybe shows a bit too much, but maybe this game is just like that full. I don't know. So yeah, kind of about it though. Like the trains, like lots of interesting areas and stuff, and I'm just like, hell yeah, I want more games like this. I love it. Some more energetic movement would be welcome. Yeah, it does distinctly feel like the character could use like, it feels like Rimu could use like a run. Like, obviously they'd have to balance around it, but it's really sharp looking, so I'm kind of about it. So yeah, 100 gigabytes. Oh yeah, probably. Like compression, what's compression? Yeah, optimization, we don't got time for that. It's a fucking Tofo. Tofo. It's Toho. What a weird way to open with their trailer though. The editing's kind of weird in this, but I mean, it's a small operation, so that doesn't surprise me too much. But anyway, so yeah, super interested in this. It just kind of gripped me because I'm like, this game looks interesting. As the trailer moved along, I'm like, oh, this is kind of picking up more and more. But it made me realize how few games are like this nowadays. 100% reminds me of, yeah, see, it reminds me of either a late 90s game or like early 2000s game. Like 100%. Like it has that interesting like structure going on. Oh god, now I'm imagining Rimu flying around fighting your god lady from Dragon Guard. Oh my god. Yeah, so I find it interesting that they show a little bit of Marissa, but not like a lot. But anyway, so yeah, kind of looked really cool, and I just thought I should like bring this game up because I'm like, this feels like a game a lot of people are gonna just like pass by and not take a look at. I'm like, this looks kind of great. So anyways, no dates or anything like that announced for it, so nothing like that, but still thought it looked really cool. What's up, White? What's up? It's anime Fury. It's like Fury if Fury had like stages from Canola or whatever. Canola, Kelowna, no. Yeah, what's up? Important news. Oh, you gotta, oh, White, you gotta be careful linking me because I'll actually just click it. That was actually really, hey, nice, thank you. Well, there we go. I actually just fucking click it and load it in. Klonoa. It's one of those games that, like, I've always, like, I've never had to talk about it. On topic of games, time travel, have you heard of Radiant Historia? I have. I heard of it, never got to play it because the print size for that game was, like, disgustingly small. It was really hard. It's really hard to get that game. Yeah, Ape Android. What other announcement? This would have just happened because I, like, 11 p.m. So yeah, it just happened like a few minutes ago. Well, that's just awesome. So we definitely got to throw that up in the Discord. Hey, that's awesome news. That is awesome news. Let's throw that up there. Just 1 sec. I just have to send this out to some people. All right. Okay. So Strive Character 4. Oh, hey. Interesting. I didn't hear this either. Somebody link me. Wait, no. I linked that on purpose. No, it wasn't good. Oh, yeah, definitely. I just realized this since I clicked. I'm like, oh, shit. I gotta be careful about doing things like that. Let's say. Oh, Blaze Blue Central Fiction, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle getting rolled back. Hell yes. Like, absolutely. There's been, like, little tweaks and stuff. We'll take a look at the Stripe character in a minute. Little tweaks and stuff that have come out over the last year or so for particularly Central Fiction. So it's interesting to see them actually go the distance. I'll say, hey, Canuck. Yeah. Reading Historia, Perfect Chronology is also good. Just use the DLC Old Sprite Portraits. Oh, is there like a re-release of it? Yeah, no, Radiant Historia was one I really wanted, but it came out at a time when I was basically like just like sliding by, so I didn't have the extra income to like spend on games. But it was something that it looked really cool, so it's a game I did want to play. It's on 3DS. It's really good. I'll have to take a look at it, see if I can find it. So yeah, Blaze Blue Central Fiction and Cross Tag Battle getting fucking DLC. That's awesome. Or getting rollback. That's awesome. Really good to hear, because honestly, Central Fiction has a pretty dedicated community tied to it, which is something, but I think Cross Tag Battle is like the real winner here. That game is gonna fucking pick up again because a lot of people really like Cross Tag Battle, but the online has always been fucking whack for it. So it getting rollback, that's gonna see that game pick up again. And you know what? Here's me just putting my hands together. I'm like, please, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, add rollback. I know it's not Arc System Works' decision, but add rollback. Hopefully, like, they'll look like the company that owns Grand Blue. I can't think of it. What it's called? Cry Games. Psy Games. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, hopefully they see something like this and maybe it'll encourage them to add rollback to Grand Blue. I would have fucking played Grand Blue if it wasn't for the fact that it has the worst fucking netcode. It's garbage. It's just garbage netcode. In a game where like you have to be very particular about the hits you throw out and stuff, like it's just unserviceable. And by unserviceable I mean service it with rollback. So anyways, no, that's really cool. I'd totally 100% play some Central Fiction. And honestly, I might even dip back into Cross Tag Battle for both those, because honestly, Cross Tag Battle, I arrived way too late on. Once again, I was low on money, so just couldn't get in on it at release. missed out on the bigger like gameplay window of Cross Tag Battle, but I'd be okay playing with some friends. Central Fiction, it's not my best BlazBlue game, but I do like aspects of it, so I'd definitely play some Central Fiction, so I'm pretty down for that. Okay, we also have, hey, it's a girl! Hell yeah! I just gotta link this to, just one sec. Yes! Ah, my computer is being slow right now. Oh, she's back. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Okay, we're going to just pause this. Okay, I'm pumped. I am pumped. I'm pumped. Yeah. I'm pumped. Okay, I'm super excited about this. Okay. Yes. Such a good aesthetic.
お頼み申す。お頼み申す。卒じながら冥府はいずこ。下道が笑えば民が泣く。諸行に拉致なき沙汰あれば魔道の始末を請負いたす。己は美老の三品侍。指導死に花無用の所存。
Good to see Baiken back. Ah, she's so
お前
good.
を前にすると立ち止まったはずの俺が追いついてくるみたいでな。だが大丈夫だ、ディライラ。大丈夫。
Oh. Oh, little call out there. Love it. Love it. Yeah. They couldn't have her in same show, not her own game. It's true. It is kind of true. Nothing shown, sadly, but hey, it's nice to see Baiken's in the works. So, hey Nori, how you doing? Yeah. Hey Sid, how's things going? Also, Pandroid, how's things been? I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Oh, it's nice to see Baiken. It'd be really interesting to see gameplay for Baiken because I feel like she'll fit well into Strive because she's always felt like a really like she felt undertooled in Xrd, but she felt like a bridge character between Xrd and Strive, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with her in Strive. But yeah, hey, I'm super pumped. Late January. Oh, it's not even that far off. Well, guess I'm buying that season pass probably, because at this, you know what? I need to throw down for the season pass in Guilty Gear at this point because like I've liked every character they've added. They haven't had a bad DLC character. I like Gold Lewis. I like Jacko. I like Happy Chaos, and I like Baiken. It's a strong season pass. I'm starting to realize that now. I've been busy, but all right. Off month for Fight Zones, so I'm not running events this month, but I'm back to working a regular job again. Gotcha. Fair. Well, I hope things are well. Yeah, like, and honestly, that new stage is fucking sick. That stage looks really, really nice. I mean, I assume that's gonna be the stage, so. I wish I had more, like, energy to play Strive, though. I love Guilty Gear, but Strive still isn't really what I look for from Guilty Gear. It's like, it's just, like, to me, like, it's just not energetic enough. Like, I want to fucking hit buttons and go wild. Like, I want to be able, you can do that with Sol, I guess. There's a few characters that can hit some buttons, but, currently, salting shallots for my soup. Sauteing shallots? Scallops? I don't know what the word is. I know what it is, I just don't know how to say it. Yeah, I never had to pronounce it. Yeah. But interesting. Hey, soup. Saute. Yes. No, I meant shallots or scallop. Is it scallops? Yeah. Or is that something else? Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, strive, shallots. Okay. Interesting. I don't eat a lot of seafood, so yeah. I'll say cuttlefish. I don't know if I said hi earlier. I know you popped in though. Yeah. Are both green onions. Wait, what am I thinking of then? What am I thinking of? Yeah. Type of onion. Scallops. Oh, I'm just conflating like 3 different words together, aren't I? I like a garlic version of onions. That makes sense. Okay. I'm like, oh, there's like 3 words that kind of are similar in structure. You know what? As soon as I read the word onion, I'm like, wait, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I'm thinking of the wrong thing entirely. So many words. Yeah. Hey, that's the nature of like that's the nature of being a streamer and reading things. It's just like sometimes it's like I've never had to say this word before. Yeah. I'm just used to saying green onions, I guess. Yeah. Oh, my love. Yeah. Just slice me in half. Hell yeah. Yeah. You shall onion pass, yeah. English is like a million words in it, so you're not gonna say them all exactly. Like, it's funny because it's like you'll have words that you'll read, but like it never comes up in conversation. And then like I'm like reading it and I'm like thinking of the wrong thing in my head. What a weird thing. So weird. Anyways, hey, I'm pumped for Baiken. Well, you know what? I should really throw down on the PC version of Strive. I should really throw down the PC version. The PC version is the version to own for Strive. Yeah, I'd let her kill me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. She just takes my breath away. By killing me. Yeah. Oh, it's so good to see Baiken back. I do play a little bit of Baiken, but I'm not good with Baiken. Yeah. I don't even know what that word is, infernal. I've never seen that word in my life. Yeah. Yeah, I'm cooking the small garlicky onions, the pretty shade of purple. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Oh. So it's a soup with like garlicky onions in it. That's wonderful. I would eat that in a heartbeat over the moon. Yeah. It's pronounced segue. This is said all the time. Like a segue, like as in just like we're segueing to ukulele, which I was gonna play like 39 minutes ago. Yeah. Oh, okay. I've always seen it spelled segue as in S-E-G way. Baiken, yeah. Hey, Winter. Yeah, the trailer just came out, so teaser. There's a lot of stuff in the news say, yeah, it was the end of was it CEO that was running right now? I forget which tournament it was. I think it was CEO. So there was lots of game reveal or lots of like fighting game news. So it makes sense. So I had to fight my friend's Baiken again. Yeah, Baiken was like probably like my distant like 3rd character. Like actually it was my distant like 4th character because I played Elfeld, I played Ram, I played Sol. Probably Elfeld, Sol. Hey Queen. Ominous. Yeah. You know, am I now thinking of Baiken? You know, never wrap my head around her, but my friend mains her. Baiken's weird. Baiken's really weird. Like she's meant to be like a defensive character. In the older games, she was like really like obnoxiously defensive, whereas in the newer games, she's like I don't even know. Like she's still like essentially defensive oriented, I guess, but she just doesn't feel it. My problem with Baiken in Xrd was she never felt like she had any teeth. Like I very rarely felt threatened by Baiken. Yeah, it felt like a whole bunch of like tools that didn't like synergize really well. She's very counterattack based. Yeah, she's more like counterattack based, I guess, in the newer one. My brain had a safe way of floating around. Time to uninstall Strive and buy Central Fiction. I wonder if I should run Central Fiction for a little bit. It's been so long since I've played it though. I was never really good at Central Fiction, unfortunately, because by the time Central Fiction happened in my like friend circle, the game had kind of Blaze Blue had run its course. It wasn't gonna come back. But anyways, you know what? I might have to grab the PC version of Strive and get the season pass. You haven't played Xrd until someone catches you in a combo with Baiken's instant kill. No. But yeah. Just thinking. Anyways, but yeah. Because Baiken in the old games was frustrating because she was the only character you couldn't really like. You couldn't do like block strings on safely because she could just like Azami. Is it Azami? Azami her way out. And so it was always risky to do block strings on her, which made the matches basically crawl. That's why she was kind of like actually really hate it, but that's also why her gameplay is like noticeably different in Xrd. So yeah. But hey, lots of fighting game news. Lots of fighting game news today. It was nice. Oh god, that's a beautiful stage. That's a gorgeous stage. She's gonna basically be unchanged from Xrd and gonna be top 1 in Strive. That's my prediction. If she's unchanged from Xrd and put into Strive, she's still gonna get absolutely demolished by probably Sol, probably oh my god, I forgot his name. Like, you know, Yuki, Nago. Gonna probably get demolished by Nago. And probably right now it's looking like Happy Chaos, because Happy Chaos seems pretty good. But that said, like, there's probably a strong case for Baiken being good in this game, like I said, because like she's the bridging character between Xrd and Strive. Everyone in Strive is built around block string pressure though, with very little high and low. Yeah, and that's the thing. Azami could be really strong in Strive. I imagine she could be really good, but this is a game where like you fuck up twice. Like, I guess you know what? I kind of agree because like Baiken could play like a really strong counter game compared to every other character. Every other character has to take the risk against Baiken, whereas Baiken doesn't have to take the risk against them. So yeah, she could be really good if she's not adjusted. Yeah. And given like how Strive's damage is, like it would be something you just like, you would literally just sit there and like turtle waiting for the hit that you're gonna just Azami into a 70% combo wall break into another situation where you're basically just gonna turtle and go for another Azami. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. She could be really painful in Strive. I'm curious how that'll work out. It's interesting though because Strive doesn't have a lot of characters that do that. They took Axel's counters away as far as I know, so interesting. I don't know. Interesting though. Really hope her round intro is completely different from everything else in the game. Still, yeah, agreed. I imagine it probably will be. It's funny though. It's funny because like Arc System Works does this where they have a character that like ends up being usually the last character in their game and ends up being kind of a preview of things to come. Mai was like that in Blaze Blue Central Fiction. Mai plays exactly like a character from fucking Cross Tag Battle. You can't tell me otherwise. And Baiken in Xrd was definitively a character that plays like a character from Strive, so yeah. You completely fucking devastate Angie. But I don't think they'll do that for Baiken. Yeah, I think they want Baiken to be good. Which is either gonna mean retooling her dramatically or playing really hard into why she was an annoying character to begin with. love to just watch Samurai movie before the round starts. Yes, right? Yeah. Anyway, so it's nice to see Baiken back though. That's good. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Baiken's so good. Fucking love Baiken. I wish she'd just fucking pick me up and destroy me. Ugh. Every fiber of my being. Let's see. Just rolling through my stuff here. I think it'll be an Axel situation of like not much changed about this character, but everyone else being worse across the board makes her much better. Axel changed a lot. Axel's actually pretty different than he was in Xrd, but he's actually pretty close to what he was in the older games, so he just changed in like a different direction, I guess. Because they took away all Axel's counters, they took away Sparrowhawk, they took away his DP. Most of Axel's kit is like different in Strive. How old is Baiken at this point? I assume probably in her 30s. Like I assume. I don't actually know how much or how old Baiken actually is. But honestly, I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. You mean it's just like a character design, just because she'd be like 20 years old? I completely forgot Sparrowhawk existed. That's because Sparrowhawk was a bad tool. They had to remove it because there's no way you can balance Sparrowhawk. Sparrowhawk is just definitively a bad tool. It's a bad tool because it destroys new players. It's completely useless against anyone that knows what to do against it. And there's no way to balance it in a compelling way. Like, it's either one or the other. You either know how to deal with Sparrowhawk and it's completely useless, or you don't know at all how to deal with it and it just destroys you. Like, yeah. Anna, oh, thank you for the raid. How you doing? Oh my god, we've been talking about fighting games for like an hour now. I assume Baiken's probably in her 30s or maybe 40s. I don't know. It depends on. I always assumed that she was like similar age to Saul. And Saul's well, maybe not a similar age to Saul. She's like visually a similar age to Saul. Saul's like fucking 500,000 years old or something. Saul and Slayer are a similar age. Yeah, I assumed she was like in the older end of the age bracket, but I mean, then you get into which Guilty Gear characters are fucking immortal. I'll tell you one thing: if Baiken has any version of her counter, she'll completely destroy new Jacko, without left right. That character has nothing to open you up. I think new Jacko's she's a. I don't like the way they implemented her. I think they did the jury thing. They did the thing that Capcom did with Jury in Street Fighter V, which is they took the character that was actually like a really beginner-friendly character in Street Fighter 4, and they made them so needlessly complicated that it made the whole character like unappealing for people that just super unappealing. I get it that she's kind of now closer to like Venom, but it's still like, yeah. I think Jacko's just like, she's like a stitch too much. I'm sure some people out there are like over the moon about this version of Jacko. I think she's like a little bit too much going on. And they built the character based entirely on what people were annoyed about in Xrd, going beyond making her complex to just making her bad. Yeah, see, like, complexity is good when you feel rewarded for it. Jacko strikes me as distinctly not feeling rewarding for how complex she is. And that's something that, like, that's like you write that on, like, on the fucking, like, whiteboard, And when you put that on the board, you're like, oh, thank you, Charles. You put that on the board, like, before you're even doing anything with the character, you're like, okay, we want a complex character, but we want the character to be rewarding. Rewarding. Does she feel rewarding? I don't. Everything I see for her and every person that talks about Jacko, like, strikes me as somebody that's just like, they're like, she's really complex, and it sounds like you can hear a little bit of like the salt, and it's like, like, she's really complex. I don't know how she actually stacks up. I haven't actually followed Strive's tier list too much, but she just strikes me as just like way too complex. They took away so many of the basic tools. People don't like that she had DP, so it's gone. They took away a lot of DPs in Strive. That's just an innate thing. Ryan, how you doing? Also, Anna, what were you up to? Yeah. Is that a frog burger? Yes, that's cheeseburger, the cheese frog. Yeah, welcome. Aw. Hey, Ryan. Yeah. Also, for everyone, I guess, like, you know, my friend is just constantly salty when she plays Jacko, much more so than any other character. That's because, like, you work really hard and you get nothing for it. We're talking Guilty Gear right now. So, yeah. I should have just left the trailer on loop. Like, maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just do that then. Let me find it again. Since we're still talking Guilty Gear at this point. Alright, there. So anyways, I was playing Untitled after I finished my dailies in Genshin. Getcha, very good. Untitled, so good. Yeah, Raiden, thank you for the raid. Anna, thank you for the raid. Raiden, what were you playing? What were you up to? Also, welcome everyone, since there's probably a few people here popping in. Should introduce myself. So I'm Code, also by Katie your cat, she, her pronouns. I'm a variety VTuber, and I stream usually 3 games a night, 5 nights a week. I play a lot of different types of games. I play a lot of roguelites, I play a lot of platformers, I play a lot of Soulsborne games, and I play fighting games on occasion. I'm more of, maybe at this point, like, I'm like a couch fighting game player, I guess, at this point, where I don't necessarily play a lot myself, but I'm still invested. I still enjoy watching. But I play lots of different types of games, but my bend tends to be a little bit closer to like a lot of the indie stuff, so I like finding kind of obscure games. And these are some of the games I'm playing right now. Ukulele, Unsighted, Eastward, Synthetic Ultimate, Blazing Beaks, which I need to get out of the lineup because I'm strangely addicted to that game, and it's pretty much, I don't need to be playing it anymore. Yeah, she's like, constantly like, how am I working so hard and you whiff and still recover fast enough to punish me? I'm heading to bed. All right, Cuddlefish, you have a great night, okay? I have the last exam before graduation, a bachelor's. Oh my goodness, like, good luck, okay? Good luck. I believe in you. These are thumbs up, but my tracking is very bad at reading that. But yeah, I believe in you. Good luck. You have a great night, okay? Jekko has to make 5 correct guesses in a setup situation where if she makes her next guess correctly, she can do half the damage every other character can do off an incidental button or mash out. Yeah, like Jacko just seems like she's an archetype that doesn't work very well with Strive's like formula. I've seen any crawl. I've spent many hours in the barracks looking up other soldiers. Crawl? Like that like asymmetrical versus game, dungeon crawler game? That one? I played that crawl. Yeah. Yeah, I've played crawl before. I like it a lot. Although back when I played it, back when I had some like local friends here, I would routinely get under their skin, so we didn't play it a lot, unfortunately. I'm notoriously like slippery in that game. It's hard to kill me, but then when I'm a ghost in that game, I just manage to take lives. I tend to just take it back, so I go the distance usually. Sorry, my hair's in my face. Trying to brush it on my face. There we go. But anyways, welcome everyone. So right now, a new character. I'm really hoping for my fave ABBA to make it in the Strive. Getcha. Baiken made it, of course. We've been talking about fighting games right now. Also, Ryden, how you doing? What are you up to? Also, hey, Floppable. ABBA's an interesting one. ABBA might actually fit Strive better than a lot of characters. I think ABBA's kind of, what would you say? What would you call it? ABBA's like, I think ABBA's like, ABBA's a character a lot of people, yeah, reverse Nako. Yeah, actually, you're kind of right, actually. A lot of people really like ABBA in concept, but then in execution is where ABBA, you either have matches that feel great or you have matches that just feel like the worst. Because it's like, I didn't get the blood and I just get demolished, or it's like I blooded and now I'm just going wild. Time to go ham. Yeah. So yeah, ABBA's fun. I can see ABBA working in Strive though. She'd be an interesting addition. She'd actually be a really fun way to like punch out the end of this season too. Because like you have fucking Gold Lewis, you have Jacko, you have Happy Chaos, you have Baiken, and then ABBA would be fucking completely left field. Would fit perfect for Strive. She's a character that uses standing block string pressure like most of the rest of the cast. Yeah, exactly. My problem with ABBA is just that you get a little tired. Oh. Yeah. Hearing Dancing Queen after a while. I'm surprised we don't have Testament. Yeah, Testament's an interesting one. Actually, do I still have... I saw this the other day. Do I still have it? Just one sec. Just like looking through my stuff here. Looking through my files. I probably didn't save it. I feel like I didn't save it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. Looks like I didn't save it. Yeah. Testament's a weird one. Testament has like a lot of potential to be really strong in a game like Strive. I imagine if Testament shows up, he's gonna be like distinctly different. There is a Testament. Testament does have a new design though, which is pretty sick. It's like has like a cool hat, which is not something I would have expected Testament to have. So I guess it kind of works for me a little bit. I'm just like, I'm kind of about this edition. Yeah. Also, at some point, they gotta put in King 3. Oh, what's his name? I don't remember what his fucking name is. Has like the one bang. I'm like, I don't know about him. I don't feel like I have enough of a sense of Darryl. There he is. I don't have enough of a sense of like what Darryl is or does. Like, I wouldn't have any sense of really what Kai or Leo, like Kai and Leo, like, at least I guess I have like some sense of, it's like, okay, Kai clearly looks like a sword fighter. Hey Darryl. Yeah. Clearly a sword fighter. Leo looks like somebody that would fight. Darryl looks more like he handles like the, handles the desk job portion of being king. It's a beautiful stage. Oh my god. Strive pulling me right back in. Yeah. Also, yeah. Zeoflux. Ryden, what were you playing? What were you up to? How did your stream go? Yeah. Business cat. Yes. Nah, we're talking about Darryl and Strive. Yeah. You know what? I don't have the money right now, but when I do, I'm gonna get that season pass, and I'm gonna get, I'm gonna see about getting Strive maybe on PC, so I can do more than just play the lobbies over and over. I can name drop Delilah, so Bedwoman might be next. Oh, I think that was a shout out to Skullgirls revealing Delilah. I think that was like literally just supposed to be a nod to the fact that Skullgirls announced Black Delilah earlier today. I don't think it's anything related to like Guilty Gear. Yeah. I mean, maybe, could be, I suppose. Isn't Delilah's Bedman's sister's name? I don't know what her name is, actually. Off the top of my head, I don't, at least. I think I'm almost 100% positive they're just referring to referring to Black Delilah. I'm raspy. Bring in buff Bridget. I want to see Bridget come back. I think Bridget coming back would be a good thing, but they're gonna have to retcon Bridget. Oh my god, I'm so raspy right now. Wiki says Delilah's Bedman's sister. Okay, interesting. I don't know why Baiken would say what she says about Bedman's sister, but yeah, I feel like that would be like a really, really, really strange coincidence that they would announce Black Delilah like literally earlier this day, and then have Baiken bring up Delilah. I guess maybe they're just double layering it or something, but it just feels to me like a shout out to Skullgirls. Don't worry, Delilah, I'll be fine. I guess, who knows, could be something. Coach woman. Yeah, interesting. Bedman's sister is out for revenge against Happy Chaos now because he's surrendered the universal will that killed Bedman. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I mean, Venom killed Bedman. Did you see the fucking pool balls? Mad pool balls. I really wish they could make Bridget and Guilty Gear just a cool femboy without all the gross lore. See, that's the thing. They're gonna have to retcon Bridget if they bring Bridget back. Black Delilah is Skullgirls, not Delilah. Also famously insane. Oh, okay. Okay, floppable. Yeah. So interesting though. Interesting. I still feel like it's a shout out to Skullgirls. It's just like too coincidental if it wasn't. But I mean, maybe they're double layering it in an interesting way. Have to think on that one. What was I gonna say? I forget. I'm like, I don't remember. What would be? Oh, Bridget. If they bring back Bridget, they'll have to retcon Bridget's like backstory because it's like, I think they're aware. I think Arc System Works is aware enough to know that Bridget's potentially really offensive. Not Bridget, but I don't think they're aware of like what aspect of Bridget has potential to be offensive, which is Bridget's backstory, Bridget's lore. And I think that they would be concerned about bringing Bridget back as, you know, a buff guy. Like that would, they're aware that could, there's, you know, there's probably, they know they're treading a line with Bridget. So I think that's why Bridget tends to stay in the box. Why they're not playing Bridget so much. It'd probably be better now than at the time even. I think Bridget's like super iconic. Like I think Bridget is like a very like progressive design for when Bridget was like made. And I think Bridget himself is really good, but I think Bridget's backstory is just like so fucking terrible that like they have to do something. Isn't Bridget a local hero? So not in the story proper. Bridget's backstory is basically that their village, if there's twins born, they have to kill the boy twins, so they raise Bridget as a girl, which is very not good. So it's something they have to do something with that. But I think Bridget, like as a whole though, I mean Jam is like that too. They keep putting her in Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is just kind of randos passing through. Bridget, or I'm still actually in disbelief that they keep bringing Jam back, because Jam is super fucking offensive. Like staggeringly so, which is probably a good indicator maybe they shouldn't bring Bridget back. Jam is like incredibly offensive, but what's Jam's deal? I don't know enough about the series. Jam is incredibly racist stereotype. So but she just owns a Chinese food restaurant, and she's trying to pay the bills, basically. That's her whole plot. But it's like the execution in Jam's like voice work and what she does that's like not great. James Cook is willing to overlook the act of genocide happening directly in front of her because she just doesn't want to bother. That's also a big factor with Jam. Chinese stereotype the character. Yeah, I like how Jam plays, but she's just not great. As far as Bridget goes, Bridget makes a return, new backstory, femboy, that's it. See, that's actually the best thing they could do with Bridget, is just bring Bridget back. I think they could do some cool stuff with Bridget's design at this point. I think Bridget, though, like, is a little bit of a time and a place character, of being a very progressive character at the time. Isn't going to stand out quite as much now. There's a line to be treaded there where they could make Bridget amazing, or they could really fuck it up. And Bridget has a lot of room to potentially fuck it up. The only other thing pushing against Bridget in this instance is that Bridget actually has one of the worst playstyles going. Bridget is absolutely obnoxious to fight and absolutely miserable to play. So if like I don't think I just don't think the style would work for Strive very well. But also, don't get me wrong, I actually play Bridget, but it's like even playing Bridget, I know that Bridget's like kind of a bullshit like fighting style. Bridget is built around the idea that you want to run the clock like really hard, like even more so than when like Jam Jacko even does. What is Bridget? I don't know anything about the guilty. Oh, Bridget is he's basically a nun femboy that uses a yo-yo to fight enemies, fight opponents. And he's just a little cutie. He's pretty good. He's a solid character. Google's Bridget. Oh no. I see. You don't know Bridget from Guilty Gear, but you know Bridget from something else, huh? It feels like there's only 4 characters in this game. In Strive, I feel like Strive. This sucks a lot, but it does feel like Strive is very much like, does your character like fit the mold of this game? If it does, they're gonna be good. If they don't, they're probably gonna suck. Which I don't feel like past Guilty Gears suffered from that so badly. I knew about Bridget before I knew about Guilty Gear. Thanks, internet. Yep. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, anyways, I think I would actually be down for Bridget coming back, but I do think Bridget is a shitty play style, and there's so much room to fuck up that they probably shouldn't. Millie's still good, they just took all her damage to make up for the fact that she's different. I love Millie's new design. I think Millie's design update in Xrd was so good. She was the character in most desperate need of a redesign, and they fixed it. I mean, I don't know Poison Street Fighter, but I don't know much about Guilty Gear. I don't know about Poison Street Fighter. Poison is an awful design process. Absolute garbage. Okay. Healer's not a fan of Poison. Got it. Poison is a great example of a fucking company having what could have been a good character. Like they could have reinvented Poison in an appealing way. Wait, thinking of Street of Rage. Okay. As a character, they want to play like a tank. They don't play well at all. What character? Okay, I'm thinking Poison in a different game. Okay, yeah. Poison. I actually think Poison's actually pretty a-okay. Poison. Canonically. like canonically trans. So I'm like, that's cool. And it was like the late 90s, which is pretty cool. But Capcom doesn't like to say that she's trans, and also like they flip-flop a lot on it, which I think sucks. Like, just fucking own it. No, Poison doesn't come from Streets of Rage, she comes from Final Fight. Comes from Streets of Rage though. No, Streets of Rage is like Sega. No, you're all thinking Final Fight. Final Fight has Hager, Cody, Guy, and Poison, and Hugo and Abigail. Those characters. Those are all Final Fight characters. I think you're all like, let's be real. Final Fight and Streets of Rage are very like similar games, so it's easy to conflate them. The reason why she's trans is fucked up. Yeah, the reason why she's trans sucks, which I think is why Capcom partially flips on it. Because originally they made her trans because the idea was she was gonna beat him up, and Capcom didn't, at the time, this was like the early 90s, right? So Capcom was like, oh, you can't have your characters punching ladies, that's not okay. So they were like, they were men, and it's like, I hate this. And then of course you cut to like the late 90s, and then like they're kind of, well, actually they're not saying it, but they're like, okay, they have Poison, she's kind of present, and she has a really good relationship with Hugo, and it's like, this is interesting. And then there's like, in the mid 2000s they kind of flip-flopped a little bit, where they're like, the late 2000s they kind of flip-flopped a little bit, where they're like, oh, she's trans, and then Capcom rolled it back, and they're like, she's not trans. And then, like, you know what I mean, like there's been like enough of a flip-flop back and forth that I'm like, she's definitely like trans, let's be real. And I think the fact that she's a trans lady, has a fucking amazing relationship with Hugo, and she's a fucking like she's a lady boss. I actually like Poison, but it's definitely a case of like the company itself making Poison distinctly worse through their own like incompetence. I really wish they didn't do that joke, though. I really love Fatal Cutie Hat. Oh, it's like gender bent Terry and King of Fighters Heroines. Heroines is a Heroines, boy, this is a fucking journey in fighting games tonight, isn't it? I was gonna get into ukulele, now it's already 12 a.m. Okay, SNK Heroines, cute idea on paper, poorly executed because sexism, and then they also had Femterry, which, yeah, hey Waffle Cakes, how you doing? How's this going? What are you up to? Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, pardon me. Anyways, I like Femterry's design. Fiddle Cutie Hat. One of my friends has it. It's super cute. Anyway, yeah. Just want to say hi before going to bed. Oh, definitely. Also, I was glad I could raid the other day. My streams tend to run like in such a weird like time schedule that I'm not conscious to raid. So I'm not streaming, I'm usually asleep. Yeah, it's such a surprise. Yeah, I did an afternoon that stream that day because my Twitch revenue was miscalculated by 3 hours, so I needed 3 extra hours before the end of the month. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to stream this afternoon. The dialogue they have in that game, they started liking the new body and dressing up in the game. Yeah, like, see, that's the thing, is I actually kind of like Femterry too. Like, Femterry's kind of okay, but like, it's just the fact that it's just once again, it's companies flip-flopping. Like, just fucking own it. Like, have your trans girls, like, just have, you know what, like, as far as I'm concerned, Terry's like canonically trans, and I'm fucking about it. Like, hell yeah. Like, hell yeah. Except that it's SNK, so I can't ever own another SNK game again. Blech. Anyways, but company, why must you make me hate this awesome character? Yeah, see, that's our canon, right? Like, Like it's like I think it's one of those things that's like it's these characters. The game takes place in the character. Oh yeah, it's in a dream. Yeah, exactly. So like, surprise, Terry's a girl in however Terry identifies dreams. I assume she. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I like that. That feels right to me. Well, Ken times Terry is something I like to imagine years ago. I'm sure there's some good notions for that. She and Mary have on and off lesbian relationship. Hell yeah, I like that. I like that even more. What was I gonna say? Anyways, but you know what? Like, the small silver lining is at least like there's like some like gender fluidity and like some like gender like dynamics going on in games now. Like, even if companies themselves won't like stand up and say it, Poison exists and continues to exist because Poison is an interesting character that is not just the black and white spectrum of gender. So but seriously though, Mai is my favorite character in KOF. Yeah, I'm actually a Mai main in KOF, which is, I mean, I actually like Mai's alternate design way more than her like standard design. Just one sec. Just gonna make sure that I don't like Mai has two designs that kick around. She has two designs, and one of them fucking is amazing, and the other one is just like, it's classic, but it's not what I would call good. You know what? I'm gonna use this exact image because I think it really conveys the problems with her other design. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so, this is the design you typically see from Mai. Like, did I click the right image? I did. This is the design you typically see from Mai. With her, really flowy little outfit that constantly flops up and has her boobs just go flying everywhere. There's an explosion over there and she's recoiling. Now there's this fucking design which is, it's amazing because it's very similar, but it's just like so much better in my eyes. I fucking love this design. This design fucking top shelf. Love it. I wish they would use this design more. It's I just think it's, yeah, like this design like was in a couple of like the KOF like 3D fighters or whatever that were like through the like early 2000s. That was a really cool design. And 13, the other characters I've seen a lot of shit for outfit. Are we talking the whole design or just the palette though? No, the whole design. I think the like long like it's almost fundamentally the same thing. They gave her a little bit of a scarf. They gave her like longer gloves. It's very like very similar, but yeah. I was like, hey Eddie, yeah. I've literally only seen the other one, less side boob. Yeah, it's like less side boob. It's like it's a little bit more like I'm one that I don't mind like a, you know, a little bit of a spicier character, but I do think that there's a tasteful way to do it, and then there's like an untasteful way to do it. And I think like Mai's original design isn't particularly tasteful, whereas that other design is a little bit more tasteful. So, and it is what it is. So I don't like, I'm not gonna fault anyone for preferring the original design though. Anyway, so you know what? It's 12:20. I've been talking about fighting games for an hour and a half, and you know what? I can keep on going, but I think I'm gonna actually get our game of the night going. So we're gonna get into Ukulele and the Impossible Lair. So I mean, my whole shtick is that she's a true Konoichi with everything that comes with it. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna like just wear that kind of thing all the time though. Also, Anna, thank you for Tree Simulator. It was very good. Let me see. Does I have to move my stuff around here? So I will be right back while I move to the other layout. There we go. And yeah, I guess I can turn this off now too. There we go. And just moving some stuff around here. There we go.